Wonderful. On the last episode, The Land Down Under, you all, let's see, visited a library, or a museum, technically,
Yep.
uh, and met your contract holder, the one who isn't a dead body that's being puppeted around by a horrible aberration.
Don't say
and
horrible, that's racist.
You know what? You're right. I'm sorry. By a
Body snatching sentient.
thank you. Yeah, that's perfect. By a body snatching sentient aberration. And yes, this one is just very angry at golems in general, on account of her whole family was killed by golems.
And we didn't get her killed yet.
You didn't get her killed yet. That's a good point.
Yet.
Then, on your quest for any sort of loot from this area that isn't just a bowl of candies, you went to the blacksmithing area, and you found, well, kind of a trap, basically. But you have defused the trap. You have caught the hunter lens.
Would you say that I got bamboozled?
A little bit. I think the real person who was bamboozled was me when Ian cast a level 2 spell and completed the encounter. But that's okay.
He can't see clearly now. His eyes are gone.
Oh man, that'd be a good level 2 spell. You don't have eyes anymore.
It's actually called blindness, deafness, and it's a level 2 cleric spell.
Oh, neat.
Wow. You gotta choose. Do you take away their ears or their eyes?
One of each.
And it's a permanent curse.
Damn. Okay.
Until you cast the spell remove blindness, deafness.
Oh no.
Also a level 2 cleric spell.
Okay. So you have captured your lens, and they're two like little minions who didn't pose much of a threat. And I believe you resolved to spend the night. You pretty much, and I believe you resolved to spend the night here at
correct.
Was it Steady Stand, Sturdy Stable?
Yeah.
Sounds
It's
right.
a pretty sturdy place.
So, how are you? I like restraints and things. That's easy for Symphony to make. How are you healing them or interrogating them, or do you even plan to wake them up? The lens.
Does mending work?
Mending does work, yes.
Okay, well that's a level 0 spell, so...
Oh wait, mending. Thinking of, there's a different...
There's make whole, but that's level 3.
Ah.
And I'm out of level 3 spells for the day.
I think mending would work like stabilize in this case.
I would use mending to stabilize, because if we're trying to be friendly enough, we probably shouldn't just murder them.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good call.
And I'm gonna refresh all my stuff.
So you're going to try to just see, then make hole's level 2. Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
great. And then there's
I
make
can
hole,
actually... Yeah, I actually have a spell slot free. I can cast make whole. Wait, is it a cleric level 2?
It is a cleric level 2 spell, or a sorcerer wizard level 2. Or
Okay.
psychic, or occultist.
I guess I'll cast... I'll spend 15 minutes. Just, I
Also
guess.
part of the Flotsam subdomain, whatever that means. Associated with water?
Oh my god, Frosty.
Anywho.
I'll explain what domains are later. Regardless, I cast make whole on lens.
All right, you can roll your 5d6.
Nari will be
Okay.
standing there with a bow and
Also,
pointed
we
at
make
him.
sure that lens can't
Oh yeah,
estate
you could just like
tabernacles and
there
whatnot.
entomb him if you wanted to.
Okay.
Like just
I mean, he took his weapons, obviously.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. Lens is now awake and kind of slightly confused looking. Understandably, I don't think they've lost fights very much, or survived losing a fight. Certainly not. They're a hunter. It's usually not intelligent beings they're fighting. They seem to say, "Hello." What?
Hello! My name is Volmar, and as we were trying to say before you started shooting arrows, we're peaceful explorers.
Yeah, it seems that seems to be the case. I mean, you're definitely looters, but that's
Adventurers.
I guess you can
I
adventurers.
do believe the PC term is adventurer.
Okay, gotcha, adventurers. See, I was adventurers once, and I kind of regret that life because it was not very pleasant for those I adventured at.
Oh, so you are reborn?
No, definitely not. No, I spent. I mean, I haven't just been waiting around for the city to come unflooded to return here. No, I did a few things here and there in the small towns around the area. Met some bugbears, killed some bugbears, that sort of stuff.
How long were you waiting?
About 300 years. It was a while,
Huh.
but I have all the time in the world. Unlike my my predecessors, the old dwarves.
Oh, do you have any resentment towards old dwarves, or just merely noting that you're a bit more durable?
Oh, we are superior in every way to them, but that doesn't make them bad or wrong. In fact, the manner of being a dwarf is just it's a state of mind, it's a culture, it's a way of living. And we have to respect them for being the first to come up with that. And for making us.
Meta-wise, not genocidal, just arrogant.
A little bit arrogant, yeah.
That's fine.
That's fine. I mean, all of his
Look at
good
elves.
qualities, I also
Good
have.
point.
So I can't be offended when they say I'm superior for being immortal. I'm like, yes, I agree. Two out of three adventurers agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
With Aneski also being functionally immortal.
Yeah.
True.
Regardless, I say, so we are sent to try to find what was in the city. Oh, we are the first wave of adventurers. There might be more. There probably will be more.
There will be, like for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm aware of that.
But we're kind of. I want to say we're a little different. We do like
And
to
how?
murder, like bad things, but like our friend over here. And she gestures to the leader. I forget her name.
Jade White Arch.
Jade.
Oh, no, Jade Thickstone? Yeah, it was the Thickstone Reclaimers. Okay. White Arch was someone else.
Some people don't really understand that you're a person. Like, I get it. It makes sense to me. It's magic. It's bullshit. It's fine. Whatever.
And sentience is sentience. I point towards Sineski. She was made of statue clay and the sins of someone's soul.
So yeah, weird shit. I get it.
Lens is fascinated by that. Jade is kind of like almost. I think she like goes digging into a bag or something. She's like, "Okay, I'm gonna find my fucking textbook." quote the guy who found the freaking. There is a mathematical proof. You cannot make a soul. You cannot. This doesn't work.
I will let you try to find that. I know that as a wizard, my magic follows rules, but I also know that if you have enough energy, you can kind of bend rules. That's why gods are gods. Gods are just very powerful wizards. Now, I turn towards Lens, completely ignoring the theological, like, strange position I just took.
Mhm.
And I go, I would like to make peaceful contact with your people, your leadership, because we've been protecting Symphony. Very lovely being.
Mhm.
While it does its good work. And if Symphony can be nice to us, I was hoping other people could be nice to us, huh?
That's certainly possible. Sort of thinking a bit more.
And remember, you're 300 years old, I'm 500 years old. We're all old,
I
and
know
we
that.
all enjoy living, being alive, affecting the world. So I want to minimize the amount of death not affecting the world that people tend to do when they have disagreements.
Here's the situation we're in. Us, the Warforged, who have come here. This city belongs to the monarchy. The monarchy sent their goons, and Len's gestures towards Jade Thickstone. They sent their goons to reclaim it in their own name. They will never respect our lives. They will never allow us to be. They're afraid of us. And so, to prepare for what they're going to try and do, we need to build our army. We need to keep our secrets. And we need to make some weapons that aren't exactly going to be compatible with you.
Now,
Oh. That doesn't sound very fun.
that
Okay.
sounds on the scale of peacekeeping to genocide. That sounds more on the genocide side.
We need to take this city and keep it safe so that we can build. So that we can, recover the old dwarven ways and repopulate and become strong enough that we won't have to fear the monarchy anymore.
Well, to be fair, the monarchy, it's been about 300 years, and how often have you, visited the current monarchy?
Oh, I can't because they probably. Well, I mean, there was that one time where I pretended to just be a golem, but we kind of need someone around that isn't a golem, or else they get a bit suspicious.
So,
Have you tried declaring yourself a nation? Because I'm pretty sure I saw that happen once. It worked out. Like, you have to be really vocal about it, but don't just tell the monarchy, but tell everybody. And get people to hang out with you friendly.
If you make defensive treaties with other people who don't like the monarchy, you're less likely to be, killed.
So, I think on that for a bit. People who
But
don't like the monarchy,
regardless,
that's pretty much just the dragons, and I don't think they like us much either.
well, maybe you need to make
Not
a soul-forged dragon.
Now there's an idea. I like this.
Oh, I think I'm slipping into old ways. I put a claw on my, hood. Why do I immediately think of weapons when I think of magic? Oh well. I shake my head.
Giant metal dragon.
I do believe at one point I saw a clockwork dragon. It was an intriguing design. But let us not go there quite yet. I want to have a peaceful conversation with your leader.
Our leader. You want to speak to Tome? Okay.
Yes, Symphony has told us that Tome is the leader.
Tome is a pained individual. They're not often taken to trusting others that aren't their kind. We've all been betrayed a bit by mortal beings.
I know. Straight up here. My people, immortal, were once made into slaves by Drow. I'm
Man,
very
that's
much
awesome.
on your side.
I mean, you can get fucked by non-immortals too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, anyone
Oh.
can be a dick, really. I got pretty badly hurt in a dragon war, and they just kind of left me alone after that instead of helping me out. So, the monarchy and all that, kind of fuck them. Not a huge fan, really.
Okay. It's a strong stance coming out. I like that.
I kind of turn to Wide Arch, and I kind of go, let us see the center of whatever impossibility your textbook states.
Oh, gee. She's apparently got a bag of holding on her. She pulls out a textbook. It's a fairly revered wizard, some elf from like long ago, one who wrote kind of. Well, you know how in most editions spells have names, or like spells are named after people. This is they'd have like a solid 10% of the wizard spells would be named after this person. They did a lot of work. But this person has like proofs on where the rules lie of magic and how things can't stop that. Like there's things saying, you can't be immortal without inevitables coming after you, and stuff like that. Stuff
I
that
think. Oh, yeah.
to most people would seem completely true, but as a Yadath, you already know there are exceptions because you are one.
Yes, or an Eski. Don't
So
forget,
either-
she's already on the immortality train. Choo choo.
So either you two don't have souls, which would make for an odd campaign, or
Hey,
It would make for a great campaign. I am in search of a soul. Do you have one I could use? Yes.
this idea isn't quite true. That there is some way to get around these loopholes, but everything they're saying is, well, like Jade was telling you, it is sound to the logic of magic and wizardry. There shouldn't be any way that this is possible.
Does the book have anything to say about why you can't turn God into a giant machine? Because literally we have a sphere of divine power that was like they replaced the God with a sphere,
I mean,
and it still worked.
that's God is just a channeler of energy, and a machine can do that too. But to create a soul, that is wholly unmagical. You can't magic that.
If you say
That's
so.
okay. Give me a few decades, and I will find the exact mathematical proof of why that is not quite correct. But that is a long-term project. I
Princess,
pull
you could
I pull
probably-
out a small piece of stone, and I just carve that into it because paper won't last long enough. So I take out. Yes, I have added it to my tablet.
You have like a feather, but it has adamantine as the tip. And you're just
That's awesome.
Ineski is quietly having a crisis, trying to figure out if she has this or not.
You're fine. It's probably fine.
I put a claw on your shoulder. You have enough of a soul to accept people's sins. And if you can sin, you probably have a soul.
Wow, that's reassuring.
Paul screams in agreement.
So yeah, we should probably get a move on.
Okay. Where would
Well,
we-
actually, I did that before I rested, so I
Oh,
so
okay.
that's,
Well, yeah.
This is actually, you have time to rest. So you want to go just talk to Tome, basically. What is your goal from this encounter, though? Like, your characters came here to, with a contract to clear out enemies, for the Thickstone family.
Mhm.
You
well,
obviously don't have to
currently, I'm
hear
of
the
the opinion that the Thickstone family contract might not actually be enforceable because the Thickstone family might just be dead.
Yeah, most
By
of
the
them
end of
seem
this?
to be. And then
Especially
I want-
because we are not mentioning that the brother is now a meat puppet for some
Brains.
aberrations rights activists.
But
I
if the
think that is the most delicate way I can put that.
if the contract is to clear out enemies, well, if we make friends with them, we're clearing out enemies.
I suppose
It's
so.
not our
Although I'm
fault
not
if we
sure that
form a
you
country.
So if you want to join these people, form this country, do you want to be part of that? Do you want to just help them and leave? Are you just trying to do it in exchange for loot? Like,
I mean,
what
it
is the-
depends on it. First, it depends on how they react, and if they're just like, "Oh, we can't trust you," when they try to stab us. And if that doesn't happen, we'd probably try to lead them.
Okay. I
Either
will
that
warn that
or
the leadership will probably not like. You could definitely get
Like
to
a
you
high
could cut the head off
council.
the snake and take it.
Like a high council thing.
or
even.
as we could become their liaison, our adventuring guild becomes their liaisons
yeah.
to the outside.
Ah,
So they still run. They do all the minutia of running a nation, but if they want to actually talk with other nations, without the other nations just being like, golems that speak and think, we can be
and
like,
for the most immediate future, what is? There are going to be more adventurers here soon. What would you do about that? Like, are you going to protect this place with your by killing them? Are you going to leave the two to fight? Or what is the?
Well, if we actually
I
work
think-
something out, right, then we'd probably want to fortify the place.
Okay.
that, or maybe if we can get Mrs. Whitearch over here to accept the fate of what's going on. Maybe she gets a cut. Maybe, like, if she peacefully agrees, she can actually tell the adventurers that they're not needed anymore.
Contracts out, yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Mhm.
So we can peacefully end the contract, and if they're like, "No, I still want to loot a city that's already looted," then we can
Might
try
need to persuade or dissuade.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
So then, I assume this is sort of like a conversation you're having together over the course of the
Yeah.
night.
the rest period, yeah, as we
Okay.
try to figure
I
out.
think Lens is going to try or Lens recommends you just take her to the Soul Fort so she can see for herself what exactly it is, what is
Oh,
going on here.
That's fair. We don't even know what it is yet.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to see this because this is probably it's an artifact, and I don't get to see those very often.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Also, I like the idea that if like it seems like it's another form of immortality,
Mm-hmm. In a sense, yes.
in a sense.
All right. So you're going to spend the night, and then we go back to the.
Oh, I do ask Lens if there are people, Lens and Symphony, if there are neo-dwarves, as I might call them, that would want to kill us on sight.
Let's see. On site, me and Sheer are a bit protective, and
Oh, I
We're the
regret
ones
to
that scout.
inform you that Sheer tried to fight the rust monster and is
Oh,
currently
he's
no
super dead. He's
What?
he's in a pile of rust, I suppose.
what
You shouldn't fight rust monsters. You're metal.
the fuck is a rust monster?
Oh God.
Oh,
And we described to him.
I actually I use minor prestidigitation and show do minor color illusions to show what a rust monster is, and then I explain kind of the mechanisms of it.
God, I kind of actually was thinking Sheer was watching you have this conversation the whole time. I kind of thought I had backup here.
I'm sorry, but the shear is.
He actually tried to fight
Fair.
us, but then he hit the monster and he kind of, yeah.
Because it turns out that as alien as I am not metal.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
you should probably watch out for that type of infestation. They seem to have a
Yeah.
nest somewhere.
As you recall, when you were fighting the rust monsters, the intellect devourers inside talked or said like these are the last of their kind.
Oh, the last. Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, so it's not like there's just an army of them hatching beneath the surface, ready to like.
I mean,
they're
there's
aware.
still.
I
could
almost
be.
want to do that. I want to have a rust monster reserve.
Yeah, it's useful, right? Oh, that's just your like method of keeping this place under control. It's
Yeah.
like
That's
It's just
vicious.
like, if I die, the rust monsters will be unleashed from the city.
Oh
But
god.
That's,
that's the
dark.
No, I'm not going to do that quite yet.
Oh my
But
God.
I have sympathy towards aberrations. I don't want like the last of their travel to die.
Well, in theory, they are kind of already dead because they are just like rust
too few.
monsters are not as disciplined as what you just fought. They are intellect devourers piloting the last
Yeah,
like
rust
fossils.
monsters are effectively metal eat.
Yeah, these
It's
ones
kind
are
of
well
like
behaved
a
because they are
bear.
intellect devourers.
Yeah.
So really, they're already dead. They're just kind of sticking around indefinitely.
Nani?
Damn it.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I think Lens takes a moment to think about like
Oh yeah, we've
Where
just
are
been
the-
dropping truth bombs on him. Like,
where,
yeah, your
where on
ninja
earth are-
friend's dead.
Where you said there were rust just walking around?
Oh, they've left now. We drove them off.
You drove them off.
Yes,
Uh,
because
you
it
wanna-
turns out her arrows are not made of metal,
metal.
and her stick is deadly enough when wielded by her.
Okay. Drove them off is a bit of a. You sort of just.
Oh, that's a complete lie. I'm gonna have to.
Okay. Yeah, roll your
the
bluff check.
We helped them leave. Regardless,
leave.
it's a lie. I'm trying to.
It's not a
They're
huge
really
lie.
gone
Oh,
from
nailed
here.
it.
Okay. I will say though, as far as you know, they're not really gone from this area. They're like, they could still be anywhere in the city. They just didn't go to the museum. They didn't follow you.
Well.
They gave you free reign over some areas, so they're still somewhere here. For the
Well,
moment,
effectively, I said we drove them off in an encounter. That doesn't mean
anyways.
that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Perfect.
I'm not
okay.
trying to imply that they're fully gone. Just we've encountered them and we've told them to go away.
Okay. Okay. I gotta start getting prepared because that's gonna be something we need to clear out. We have children here. Like we can't just let that sort of danger lurk around.
Yes, and we will. Hey, here, as a bargaining tool, we help you deal with Rust Monster. You help us be friendly and maybe give us some loot.
Oh, okay. And when you say deal with Rust Monster, what does Vomar mean by that?
To make them be
Just
nowhere
make
in
them-
the city.
Okay. Yeah. That all seems. Lens just says like, okay, we'll go talk to Tome and see if we can work that out. That seems like a good peace gesture. And I think we can just skip to morning then. I don't think we have anything else.
I think we're good.
All right.
Woo.
It's morning. Did you want to? I mean, at this point, you can just sort of walk through the main gates. I don't think there's anything. Well, actually, that depends on if you have Lens in chains, or if you're sort of leaving them, giving
I
them a bit
don't
more
quite
trust.
trust them.
Okay.
But like,
I'm feeling pretty good.
I guess if we take the bow,
Yeah, we'll take his weapon. And,
Yeah,
but
we'll
other-
take
other,
his weapon.
Fair
But
enough.
we'll
They're
let him
still-
be free.
They're still 3/4 of a caster, but without the weapon, they're not as dangerous.
Hmm. And it's also trying to show.
It's a show of good faith to let them not be in chains or in a
Yes.
box.
If you want it to be real, like, I think Lens suggests when Jade is asleep, because Lens doesn't sleep, and Jade does, and I think most of you.
I do.
I
The
sleep
others
2
don't.
hours.
2 hours for me as well.
I need
Okay,
a
during those
ring.
6 hours of time without the dwarf, or the old dwarf,
Mm-hmm.
Lens suggests, like, if you want to make a very good impression, if you bring her in chains, they'll
Yeah,
They'll
but
appreciate
that's not
that much
that's
more.
not going to help her be happy with it. And then the
Yeah,
adventurers
so.
could cause problems.
I suppose so. Up to you.
Everybody going to be happy.
Until someone needs to.
Well, you don't have to talk about that part.
Of course. Because we're meta-wise, we're always up for a bit of ultra violence. We're just trying to. We're trying to not always.
If
rely
someone
on
has a
ultra
problem
violence.
and they're dead, they don't have a problem.
You raised very good points. So do you want to go through like the main gates of the palace, or do you
Yeah.
want to like cut through a wall? Given
I
you
mean,
don't.
we're doing peaceful route. I say palace.
Okay.
I say palace. Because if we cut through it's kind of like someone steps out of your washroom. Hello, I've come in peace. How the fuck did you get in?
Okay.
It's like a Deus Ex thing where you go through the you do all the good stuff, then you go through the side path to get the extra fucking exploration bonus XP.
Okay. I think the main gate, it has golems that are completely non-hostile to Symphony and Lens and the other Warforged, but notice you. They just immediately, because Jade is there, go into the like aberration detected, looking at Vobar, and then royal blood detected, aberration detected, royal blood detected,
God damn it.
and you could just sort of walk by.
Okay.
Sometimes I feel like the world is rather prejudiced.
They were built in the 1700s. They would be.
Yes. I just kind of. I shrug. I am used to it, but that doesn't stop me from being disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
It reminds me too much of the Dwegar.
Yes. I think Jade is trying to pitch the, like, not fearing the monarchy route to Lens as they walk. Like, the monarchy is not like they are very fair to different kinds of people. They have aberration rights, and they're good to like kobolds, and like they like support their least potent citizens, like they're incompetent ones. Like they're real nice folks. You don't need to be so. They'll accept you, kind of, as if you're actually a soul creature. I don't actually know how that's going to work out, but you know, we'll see. It could be good. If you're a soul creature, she like squints more.
She's actually kind of coming around on this.
You know what? I have heard a wonderful quote that travel is the enemy of ignorance and bigotry. You know, you travel a bit, you meet new people and cultures. If you don't just immediately kill them, you can learn something.
Okay. So, as you come around here, through this other wall, let me bring these around. You can, like, there's a lot of, like, barracksy areas. Like, this place is clearly meant to be defensible. The main path you're walking on has murder holes all around it. But it
Oh
seems
boy,
to be,
murder holes.
right?
Hey,
They're fun.
they're exactly what they should be.
At the moment, it seems like the area is not on high alert. It seems if, like, Lens and Sheer probably didn't ever report back over here about having seen adventurers. They probably just, like, went about. As you're entering the area to your right, in the testing grounds above, there are sounds and bright lights and a whole lot of chatter going on. I don't know. What do you want to do? Where do you want to head? Where do you want to go?
I will ask Lance, what is happening up there with the lights and the sounds?
Maybe we might be doing some training, hosting a tournament or something.
Oh,
There
fair
were
enough.
these.
I think
Found these
before
swords that they're the strangest thing. They're swords, but they're linked, but they only want to fight one another. So if you don't, like, you can't just pick one up and walk away with, like, they have to fight. So we're kind of just using those in the arena, I think. Was the plan last I saw.
Well, why don't we talk to your leader first, and then we can see if your leader agrees with us. We will go around the rest of your compound as permitted. But
Alright.
I want to get the okay before a random one of your people decides to do the stab.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So as you enter the main entrance of the testing ground, it is sort of built like a stadium, actually, where you have lots of seats going around. Though a bit further to the north, a bit higher up, there's a sort of bunker in case of the more dangerous tests. The area is lit, as dark vision alone doesn't get you a full view of the arena from the stands. There is, like, you're coming in sort of through a vomitorium, like in a stadium, where there are stands all to your right and left and behind you. On the stands behind you, there is a soul forge that Symphony had identified as Beacon, who is just filling the arena with light. Like a huge...
It's like
Speaking of light.
stadium spotlight, kind of.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, it's not like filling the whole stadium, it is definitely highlighting the action. So you should be on the bottom of this.
Yes.
There's also Kiln, is absolutely, like, so much bigger than the other Warforged and glowing with heat that seems to light up themselves and the people immediately around them. And then, obviously, your own dark vision lets you see some of the stands. In the middle, in the action, there are two Soulforged fighting with weapons of sorts. One of them is purple, and one of them is blue. The blue one has a spiral of yellow along its kind of speckled surface. If you want to roll knowledge history, you can figure out what they are.
Is this the blue one?
Maybe.
Because that's green.
Maybe that was supposed to be blue. Or maybe I meant to write green over here, one of those two.
Just checking.
Let's see.
Like,
Does anyone have a favorite color?
I mean, green.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll leave that green then. I'll just change what I... Green.
No history.
Yep.
Okay. 23, that's not bad. Anyone else have any knowledge
Oh,
history?
wait, I do have.
Wait.
Actually,
I might.
that's one of the few.
Yes.
Not enough. I have religion.
You are the glory of old, so knowledge history seems like it should be there somewhere.
Yeah, here
But
we go.
we're so old we forgot.
Oh, no.
Oh, come on.
Okay. And so Vomar might know... I don't think you remember the names of the weapon, but you know that there have been... Like, it's a common story of these two magic items that are potent in a way that isn't super useful. Like, they are two weapons that have been on the opposite sides of so many battles, it's completely stupid. Both have been used for evil, both have been used for good. There's absolutely no order to who they fight for as long as they fight one another.
So they're effectively magical, intelligent weapons that just want to defeat the other.
It seems that way. Okay, I do want to just share the names. One's the Sword of Destiny, and the other is the Sword of Fate.
Nice.
Okay. At the moment, the two are fighting with great swords. It's kind of sloppy, like these people haven't been fighting for very long, but there's a lot of chatter from the Warforged, and the forms of their fighting sort of improves quite rapidly, like it's a bit scary rapidly, like they have just leveled up in the middle of combat. The wielder of the purple one takes a bad hit and carefully disengages, and they seem to just effortlessly turn the greatsword into a pike.
Into a what, sorry?
Into a pike, like a long old stick. The wielder of the blue one makes a similar move, turning their weapon into an axe and shield, and they charge in, trying to hide behind their shield to survive the pike. But the pike wielder is a bit faster, gets it around the shield and into the chest of the other Soulforge, and that one stops moving. A moment later, a little wood Soulforged runs into the field and patches them up pretty easily. But you notice the spiral of yellow is no longer on the sword that lost, it's on the sword that won, on the purple sword. The biggest Soulforged you've ever seen, the one Symphony called Kiln, enters the center of the arena and picks up the victor, like high above their head. And everyone sort of claps briefly.
Golf clap.
Mm-hmm. And everything is kind of... It's all Warforged chatter. It's not...
Understandable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Would you like to make your presence known, or are you just going to...
Where's Lens at?
Oh, right. Lens would be...
We'd want him
Like,
in
putting him
front.
in front of you? Or-
Well, like beside us. Like we're walking in tandem.
All right.
Oh, I cast heightened awareness on myself. It lasts a long
Okay.
time, but it'll help with knowledge checks.
Or initiative.
Lens, oh my god, they're huge.
So yes, I think that we should
And
we
do you
should
have
probably announce ourselves.
do you have your dwarf friend Jade in the back, I assume, trying to
Yeah.
keep her not super...
We're going to we're
Fucking.
She's also
Goddamn.
huge and in
Goddamn.
front. She
we're
runs
gonna
that
have
screaming
her
Hulk
in the
smash.
back, and I'm going to ask Jade to give me her weapons because we're going to be in a place. It's a diplomatic mission now, not a murder mission.
And I'm assuming Jade will complain at least a little.
I think she's going to at least suggest I'm gonna wait outside with my weapons. How about that? And I'm gonna run in screaming the moment this goes all wrong.
Nari says, No, just okay. Give me weapons, and then she takes them and gives them to Vomar, and then she just goes, look, see, nothing, and she holds up her hands, and there's no weapon, and then she says, oh look, it's back, and her bow's there again, and look, it's gone, and it's gone again. Everything's fine. It's fine. I don't have any weapons. Ha ha ha.
Yeah,
If
I
you
understand
want,
I can't do that, right?
We'll get good.
I look at Jade and I just say, if you want to try to give a good impression for the sake of making this a friendly pocket of intriguing sentient beings to the monarchy, you would do it in the first impression. I give a caricature of a thumbs up as much as I can. With my
Roll
with my
diplomacy.
Oh, I want to add
This
to
is
that.
about as...
I'm gonna
Please,
roll
yeah,
go
that.
for it.
Oh,
I mean, you could
damn. I wish that was my
Wow, that's
actual
a good
roll.
ad.
Oh, well, you know what? We'll do Snake's roll. That's fine.
Oh, are we
Oh,
basing
is
off?
I didn't realize you got to choose that after the fact. Either.
No,
I
you-
did. Well, I did talk first. I will say that.
But effectively, with his bonus, I'd probably get like 19. Which
Okay,
isn't bad.
fair enough.
Damn.
There's no critical failures for skill checks.
Okay, I
So-
think she is
I
going
mean,
to...
you could also do an opposed roll. It's a diplomacy check, right? Wouldn't it be dip versus dip?
Oh, no.
No?
It's actually NPCs. It is,
Charisma?
no, it's a set DC.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Fair enough.
Her to put down her only weapon in this situation. It seems like 19 is not going to do it.
Well, then
But
keep
not
it on
easily,
your
I think.
back or something. Just
Yeah,
not
she's
in
okay
hand.
with that. She puts it on her back. She's like, kind of got her hands flexing, ready to grab quickly, but
Just try not to talk for a little while. If you could help it.
sure. Oh, also, I want to mention the palace gates. That was the site of the massacre of all her people.
Oh,
Like that's, I forgot about that part. But she just had to walk through all of the people who were relying on her to keep them safe. That mostly were killed by the Warforged here.
Hmm.
So, like, she's in a bit of a mood.
Oh, yeah, we would have actually needed that 20.
Understandably.
Okay. Understandable.
Mhm. So, let's see. Yeah, so she puts her thing away. Are you ready to start your...
Yeah, let's stroll forward with the lens.
The charm offensive. Okay, I find the biggest one and I cast glitter dust on them.
Oh, no.
Just fucking glitter. Welcome.
I mean, if you want to, like, there's no rule against you making an entrance. If you want to, like, prestidigitation, some sparks and lights and shit, go for it.
Do the number from Aladdin.
Yep.
Oh, no. Don't make me into Genie.
It turns
And
out.
Will, look, you look into the crowds, and it's Will Smith. Painted blue. Oh no!
How did he get here? What a coincidence.
No, it's
I
magic
think
lamp was
something
in the
went
armory.
wrong. No, I'm just going to with projecting my voice with prestidigitation. I'm sure I can make it slightly louder.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, I have ghost sound.
I don't think Ghost Sound can make a voice, but this place.
Ghost sound can make my voice. It's an illusion. They would roll a will save to know it's an illusion, but they would still hear it.
Okay.
Ghost sound.
Me and Aneska
Yeah,
just
There's
like,
a
we don't have
specific
magic.
thing about this, though.
Create a volume of sound that rises, recedes, approaches, or remains in a fixed place. Volume of sound depends on your level. You can produce as much noise as 4 humans per caster level. Maximum
Yes, that's
40
pretty-
humans. Thus, talking, singing, shouting, walking, marching, and running can be done.
Okay. The FAQ. Can this create intelligible speech, but anyone listening can't make out what the people are saying? Cantrip wouldn't be as good as
Oh.
ventriloquism. Okay. Well, you can,
Oh,
like,
wait!
do
I can
fanfare.
convert any level 1 spell into ventriloquism.
Well, there you fucking go.
Perfect.
Okay.
God, that's a good class feature you got there.
Yeah, because Pact Wizard is the second best archetype next to Exploiter Wizard, but that's neither here nor there. So, I chunk my Featherfall. Sadness.
We're already underground, it's fine.
Oh no, like the next thing I was going to do was have a pit appear up below you.
Oh, no.
You fall into the Underdark. No.
Oh, that's okay. A class slow on us and go slower fall. That is not how slow works.
Okay, ventriloquism. What do you want to say? You can also make your voice or any sound you can make normally.
I'll just amplify my greeting
All right, go for it.
to be greetings from above and below. My name is Volmar. These are my companions with your lovable lens and symphony. We come to speak with Tom, your leader.
And Nari does a bow and encourages the others to do the same.
And I'm going to try diplomacy.
Aneski also bows and kind of pushes Paul deeper into the pocket.
Save that
Oh, wait.
hedgehog.
Shit! I just realized Paul is a Polly Pocket.
Oh, no.
God damn it.
So you hear, like, as you get the attention of everyone, the whole arena sort of like hushes and looks at you. And then Len says something, Symphony says something, and the whole place just erupts into chatter for like 10 seconds, and then it's done.
That's a lot
Like-
of chatter in AI time.
Yep.
Yeah, like they just had an entire town hall in that amount of time. And then, I think,
So I would step forward.
Oh God.
My familiar circling my head. Oh, my familiar has my torch iron stone. I put my torch iron stone
Yeah.
into it, so it actually ends up being a spotlight over me.
I like that. Oh yeah, I guess Lens wouldn't be able to prepare spells, so if they didn't have their spell book, so you don't even have to worry about. I was gonna say they can cast actual spotlight on you, but they don't need to. All right. I think Tome is the first to speak, and they say, "What brings you here?" In your own words. I want to hear it from you.
We were first brought here by a contract. But that was before I knew of your existence. Once I had met Symphony, and I had seen that there was new life down here. A curiosity took control. You see, I am Yadath, immortal. I live far, far underground. And your people's story echoes mine. Your people trying to make your way of life, being threatened by outside forces, trying to be controlled for fearing what you are. That is what made me want to speak with you, to try to understand you and your culture and your people, and try to help you in what ways I can.
Dang, that was eloquent as hell.
Yeah.
Like,
Remember,
yeah,
I used to be an aberrations rights activist, probably.
probably.
Yeah, sure.
Or at least their arms dealer, probably.
Probably. So,
Interesting.
it is for this reason that I did not... even though we fought Lens, I spared its life because it, being sentient, deserves a chance at a full life. And 300 years is not enough.
Dang, that's pretty good. I think...
Of
What
course,
is that?
meta-wise, I just want to see the Soul Forge, but I'm also about the sentience rights angle. I am neutral good, after all.
Yeah.
Yes. You understand? Lens has told you our position, correct?
Yes, but I do believe that because you have been outside of diplomatic contact for 300 years, that things might have changed enough on the surface world that you can eke out the society without necessarily having to fight a world-altering war.
By the law of the monarchy, we don't own the land we're in right now. The one who owns it is the blood stain at the front gates of the palace.
Yikes.
The monarchy will not be happy with us, no matter what their stance on our life. But we are the true descendants of the dwarves. We are the last bastion of their culture. And we will not leave this place. We will not bow.
Well, let us try to find a solution in which you do not need to bow, and thousands of sentients do not need to be killed.
No sentients need to be killed. We will make this place so unsafe for the lives that are not our own that they will have no reason to come here ever again.
Matter-wise,
It is a...
full
Na-
motive, still murder.
Nari
I mean,
whispers.
technically, if you just irradiate a landscape that's already empty and live in it, and no one else can enter it, I mean, that's not really murder unless they decide to walk into the irradiation.
Nari whispers to Vomar.
Adventurers.
Ah, yes. We have also come here because, well, that might be a long-term solution. Short-term, adventurers will be arriving, and I want to try to reach an agreement between you, and I point towards Jade in the back, and her, the person who originally contracted us to explore this city, so that we do not need to murder the adventurers who are inevitably coming down. I am on the side of life.
It's a good side to be on. They... Alright, I think they're going to
They probably need
speak
to
in that
chat
Warforged
amongst
chatter
themselves.
again. And they're going to... Like, the little Soulforged begin to clear out of the arena, starting to go north. And the Tome and their personal bodyguard, who's been silent so far, Rampart, the fancy-looking one,
Mm-hmm.
begin on their way up front. I should also mention these two with their weapons. The one with the losing one, their sword sort of shrunk into nothing. Well, or not into nothing. It turned into a little dagger on the ground. And they were unable to pick it up for whatever reason. They just sort of left it there. So there was just a sword on the ground. Or a dagger.
A dagger.
It's some
Could be a
it's
short
little,
sword. Just get a little
Mhm.
shorter.
It's a little green. There, perfect. Just a little green streak. And so the Soulforge begin to clear out. And they say, this is not a conversation we all need to be party to. They have things to learn and training to do. Let us meet in the... I will show you to the Soulforge.
Ooh,
We will
I
have
wish
our
to see
conversation
this
there.
holy place.
Okay. Congratulations on not getting its combat.
Woo! I wanted to see Aneski break open that big one, but
I mean, yeah, that would have been fun, but
Right? Oh, that's
That-
the sad part about this. I mean, actually, there's a solution where you still get to fight, but
we can do a non-lethal solution, like we spar to show that we are competent at what we do.
oh, that seems
But-
like
I'm okay. I'm okay without fake fights.
Okay.
you don't want us to. Oh, maybe Zip can show up here, like teleport.
God
in at the
damn,
last second and
no.
be like, hey,
God
go
damn
fight in
it!
the mindscape.
I want fights to have purpose. God damn it!
Then why are we
Alright.
doing Dark Souls?
Oh,
They just keep
Oh.
coming back.
oh, oh! I thought you were talking about how easy that game is.
Oh, God. What? Dragons come with. Okay.
I'm sorry, Frosty, but I'm going to try diplomacy first, almost always.
Ah,
Except against races.
all right.
And even
that's
with
fair.
races.
It depends on if they are snake people.
Or if they come at me with mining picks. That's kind of my...
If it's a band of mining
That's your
men,
Okay, so
oh boy.
Kiln has a giant mining pick. What?
so Nari has a phobia for snakes, and
Fomar has a
Fomar-
well-deserved wariness.
of pickaxes.
pick.
What does Aneski have anything like that?
I don't know. I think it'll be when she eventually comes face to face with her creator.
Ah,
That'll be her, like, see red.
okay. And they're going to be parts. They're going to have reincarnated into a snake person, and they're wielding a pickaxe.
Oh,
no!
God.
Exactly.
Okay. So, there is the Soul Forge is not like the map showed you one thing, but what's actually here is slightly less easily accessed than what you'd expect. It's not just a building in the corner; it is a building high up, built into a little alcove in the in the high wall of the district. So you sort of come here and then go up an elevator. This elevator is very big, but there are. Did I actually move you to this page yet? I did. Good. There is plenty of room for people above to fire down on you, or even to break the elevator chains and drop it down. It is a incredibly defensible position, unless you could fly, or unless you could, build a staircase because you're Symphony. But other
Even
than
then,
those
it's
situations,
still quite defensible.
exactly, yeah. The tome takes you here, and you begin climbing. Kiln is nowhere to be found. Actually, I think Tome is going to speak to Symphony briefly and say, basically, we gave you a job, didn't we? Can you go do that? Get it prepared anyways. Just in case. And
It's the death gas. And I'll be like, come on, man. I'm okay, but my two companions.
no offense, but you would not be okay with this.
Probably not. I don't actually know what it is. I wasn't actually.
Oh, it's
Still don't know what it is.
it involved the bureaucracies, the energy channeling device.
So, if it's just channeling just a
shitload of negative energy, yeah.
But that is how you get undead.
Hmm.
And
It is
demons.
literally the energy of entropy.
I feel like demons
We'll
might be
just-
involved.
We'll flip a switch. No, demons? I don't think so.
I don't know.
Not demons.
I don't know about this. I'm just saying.
We'll flip a
Maybe
switch and
secundiers. Probably wraiths.
most of the. Okay, we'll flip a switch and it'll turn into a positive energy channeling and it'll wipe those out too. And then we just keep flipping it off and on and off and on.
That seems like something could go wrong.
Lots of
I'm
things
sure
can
they
always go
will
wrong.
try to test it in small scale first.
Yes, right now the device is more like a cannon. It is artillery. It can fire negative energy across the world if it needed to. Much as it used to fire positive energy, but our new designs will allow us to guard the stairwell. And so, do you allow Symphony to leave then?
Yeah.
Symphony seems to be okay with following orders.
See you, Symphony.
They do
Until
a
we
wave
meet
and
again.
They wave and they make a little, I don't know, another bobblehead maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
Oh yeah, now it's a bobblehead of themselves for you to keep,
Aw.
like a little parting gift. Okay, I don't think this area actually matters much, because it's literally I just have a pink block where the soul forge will be. There's no real area. The actual layout of the level doesn't matter much. This is not a combat, but it could have been, but it's not.
So you're just gonna move us to the left.
Frosty, I understand you're trying to get better at designing combats, but we just don't bite. I'm sorry. I would apologize. Inevitably, we might have to fight some adventurers, but that's neither here nor there.
Okay. Let me go find my description for this. The Soul Forge. Okay. Let's see. This room is long, but it's not very deep. Or no, It's long, but it's not very wide. And the machinery of the Soul Forge sort of tapers along the walls, so that the further in you go, the more narrow it becomes. But it's all kind of open. It's not like just a solid block of machinery that you can't see into. And at the very opposite of the room, there is a finger. A blackened, inhuman finger. It points straight upwards, with a white flame floating at the fingertip.
Oh, a bonfire. I
And-
don't actually say that.
And Aneski remembers something.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh
It's her
no!
ruler's middle finger. The last
Yes.
thing to be destroyed.
Yikes!
Fuck you.
She remembers entering a cave in the cold, shedding layers of fur, and the guards all bow to her and let her pass in. A mage greets her and eagerly tells you that it's finally ready, and as you turn a corner, you see a table with 2 chairs, and a single candle between them, on a table between them. The chairs are identical, except one has ruins of banishment beneath it. You sit down at the chair with no ruins, and everyone else leaves the room. The candle is not a candle, it's this same finger, this blackened, inhuman finger, with a little white flame floating above it. And you look into the fire, and you start to see yourself in it, sitting in the other chair. And that is your last memory that comes directly from your other clone, or your original self. That is when Aneski was created. And it seems it was created by literally this same thing you're looking at now.
Okay,
Uh,
so
what's-
she kind
Go
of
on.
goes catatonic like a moment, and then shares the information with the party, and is like aggressively petting Paul's like spikes.
And so this does give one equivalency. If these things are sentient, they are as sentient as Aneski,
Oh.
because they are from the same source.
Are you a robot?
I bleed. I don't think I'm a robot.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Well, if you really need a complicated explanation, Aneski is I hate to say mortal, is humanoid, a living being, but whose origins are that of a very complicated ritual object, which I guess is right there. Aneski is living, still requires to eat, breathe, sleep. So by all accounts, I don't actually know if you can have children. I look at Aneski and kind of shrug. Oh, whatever it is, all of you make children strangely.
Can I make a copy of myself using the same method?
Transfer your sins. Another one.
So, what you gather is
Oh God!
This-
Then I can have another Vomar. Hello. How are you doing? I am doing well. You look exactly like me. We have no sin, so it looks good. Both thumbs up each other. Just walk away.
Tome takes a book off the shelf and begins to read it. This is the records of one of the scientists who worked here, created the first 6 of us before the city was flooded. This is, and remember, there's only the 5 that you actually have seen or know about in here, that Symphony wrote about, or told you about, etc. The scientist's name was Summer, and he did quite a bit of work on this. His family had found deep in the hills a tiny little outpost that had a machine in it with this exact relic. And that relic was what was creating the curse of empathy, but was keeping the world at peace, and a forced peace, though it might have been. They use this tool, this thing. It defies the laws of magic. It has no real understandable place in the world. It just is. It's indestructible. It's incomprehensible. But you can use it to do almost anything relating to the mind or the soul.
Vomar's face is covered with a mask, but he's just grinning and nearly clapping his hands, being like, "Oh, I've heard about this. It is wonderful. I always wish to see an artifact that changes the reality around it."
Mm-hmm. So also, I want to point out the a previous flashback of the Ixena, the Collector, Aneski's original. It was about another finger, kind of like this, a different finger, a pinky finger, I think.
Oh, okay.
That was sold to the Drow in exchange for just a massive amount of wealth. And there's also the term you've heard, the Hand of Creation.
Whose
set of
hand
relics.
is it?
It's a great question.
What's in the box?
But now you know where one finger of it is.
Huh.
You also know the mechanism for the Curse of Empathy. So, like, one of the ends of this whole story arc is you steal this thing, you plug it back into the machine, and hey, the Curse of Empathy is back. Everyone's happy. No one can be at war.
Yeah, I
I
guess
don't
that's an
think that's
option.
the one you're going to go to.
I do not think that's what we're gonna go for.
So
You want to, like, they close the book and put it back on the shelf, having been satisfied with their, oh no, if I copied something I didn't even know about. Oh,
the God Hand.
Wait,
that looks.
this isn't just
all
the
made
fucking
of-
game God Hand, right? Because
Nope, this is Berserk.
oh,
God, it's made of faces.
Yep. With the eclipse above.
Wait, this is the prince's family, all the dry liches that appear on the hand with the dragon.
Yep.
This is that, isn't it?
Yep.
Good stuff.
Also, I just like the idea of, like, in fantasy universes, structures that are like giant hands coming out of the ground.
I don't think it's the same thing, Frosty.
It's not the same thing, especially because if you're really stealing from something, it's second edition's Hand of Vecna. But let's not. I'm not going to worry. It's fine. It's great.
Okay.
Forces.
So, Tome, like, closes the book. Rampart is still in the room with you, though Kiln has continued to, like, teach the young ones lessons.
Mm-hmm.
And Symphony is off doing their thing. I think Lens has been returned to their position. I think, like, they all sort of go to positions of work. Like, Lens probably went back to the surface to look out for signs of the adventurers who are supposed to arrive tomorrow. And Tome just sits down and invites you to talk.
Well, firstly, what happens when the living creature gets put into your soul forge?
Depends. Okay. They point to, like, on one of the walls, on sort of like a pipe-looking thing. There's a little counter, like a number display. You know those displays that are like physical
You click 'em?
numbers, and you flip them. You flip.
Oh yeah,
Like a
day
thing
since
flips down?
last accident.
It's sort of not quite like that. It's a mechanical sort of thing, but similar to that, where it's sort of numbers flip down. Currently, it's at 000, and they say this number informs us of any errors, things that the machine cannot handle, cannot work with.
Huh.
And an ensouled thing cannot be put into the forge because it already has a soul. For example, the weapons in the arena, the Sword of Fate and the Sword of Destiny, we tried to put them in. Those weapons are both ensouled and they cannot be. A bag of holding that has souls within it can't be. A living animal, it can't be.
What happens to him? Just spits him out?
Just spits them out.
I turn to Ineski. It is time to answer a great theological question.
Do you have a soul?
My bet is yes, and nothing will happen.
All right, let's do it.
Willing to... Okay.
She rages and steps in, knowing that it will take something really bad to kill her, which could actually be.
Are you going to go in there with all your equipment and stuff? That stuff was all created by something that has...
You gotta strip down.
We should
Yeah.
probably
Yeah, let's strip down.
Okay.
She gives Paul to Vomar.
I try to hold Paul, and then I just I really try to
I'm
hold
pretty
Paul.
sure Paul won't like that too much. I don't know. What
I tried
is
to
the
be
story
gentle.
behind Paul, anyways? How did you meet Paul? You get him at like a
Did
local
Paul,
pet
like,
store?
Did Paul
go to-
like come to you? Like you came to the service world, and the first thing you met was the angriest hedgehog in
Yes.
existence.
Yes.
Oh, maybe Paul was the one who summoned you as a tool for their vengeance.
You arrived in a summoning circle. All that was left was Paul. Everyone else was dead.
Oh, maybe Paul was the familiar.
Paul was
of
the
person who
familiar of the person who summoned me.
Oh,
Yes.
that'd be pretty good.
I like that.
Yeah,
Like
I do too.
they summoned a demon, they got a demon and you. The demon killed them, you killed the demon. You took Paul as your own, that sort of situation.
Explains why Paul is always so angry.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, you walk into the forge. It spits out error code. What is the error code? 003. Item has a soul or souls already.
You step out. I give you a high five.
She is visibly relieved.
We did
Jade
it.
is like, machine could be rigged. Could be anything.
Don't take this away from me.
Hey, how about... Can I try something? As long as we're just, like, doing shit?
Okay, sure. I mean,
Try not
as
to
long
do
as we agree that any soul forge produced are full people and we do not force them to do anything.
Yeah, sure. Let's see what happens.
She's kind of like nonchalant, kind of flippant about it.
You throw
So she
your
opens.
bow.
I throw. She forms her boat and then throws it in and shuts the door.
Okay, the bow is literally a piece of your soul. The soul forge is, I think, unable to
It's not a full soul.
work with that. It's not a full soul. You're right. It is.
But it is a dark soul.
Oh no.
I don't know. I don't think anything comes of that. I think that is literally a piece of your soul that's going
Okay,
in.
I was just checking.
You could also try the bowl or your cup. Probably
I thought
the
you
bowl
were gonna
first.
throw the cup in there. Actually,
Just to
Oh,
be
but
like,
then I'd
I want
lose
to
it.
create
Then I'd lose.
the littlest alcoholic.
It would be a walking wine
Hey, you!
dispenser, but like if I
I'm
can't
just
force it to
imagining-
follow me, then
I'm just imagining like the Kool-Aid man, but
Oh.
like wine.
The
He
wine-
has to run away from middle-aged women everywhere.
Oh man, that's okay. If you want to retire an Esky and be the Kool-Aid man who bursts through walls,
So I would have a build for you if you wanted to be.
well, if,
You could be a drunken sensei.
oh god.
if something happens to Ineski, we can always come back here.
Throw the
And
corpse
throw
in.
that's
Paul
how you remember them. Put their cup in the thing. Yeah.
I'm not putting the cup in there.
You also have the candy bowl, which is the same item basically, but less broken and also less valuable to.
Do we
And
think this
that's the
candy's
earth to
valuable? I don't think it's very valuable.
I
No.
mean, it is related to the grandmothers of the apocalypse.
Mm-hmm. It's
I
sort of
don't
part
know.
of the same set as the cup,
Oh,
whatever value that set might be.
I think I'll keep it.
Okay.
Maybe we can.
Fair enough.
Maybe if we get all the pieces, something will happen.
I could. Tome offers to take the finger out of the thing so that it can't actually do the insoling process, just like test something for the impressions it would have and all that.
Oh.
Oh, you can test.
Does it actually show, like, this is the hypothetical being that would come out of it?
There's a little dinger that one of the error codes is dangerous impression, so that if something is going to be an incredibly violent being,
Oh,
that will happen. That was an added feature when I was born.
Yeah, let's try but the
That is
monkey and the
actually
bull.
that is remarkable.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You put the bowl in. There's a drum roll, and then error code 003. Item has soul or souls already.
What the fuck?
Put your cup in there. Put your cup in
I'm
there.
putting the cup in there.
Item has soul or souls already.
What the fuck? I've been drinking out of a soul. This soul is delicious.
It's magically delicious.
she takes another sip.
I appreciate you.
And now,
Oh, baby,
like I said,
you.
that doesn't necessarily mean an unsold item, though that's most likely the case. That could also mean, like, this is a extraplanar space hidden in the cup that has souls within it.
That's kind of weird.
So, are there like a whole bunch of little creatures in there, like running a vineyard quietly?
Oh,
making
actually, it's
wine?
because you need to disinfect the cup. It's got, like, bacteria.
Oh,
and
no.
those bacteria
Oh.
all has souls.
God, what a terrible universe in which everything has a soul. You are reincarnated as a bacteria. You are reincarnated again as a bacteria.
Oh,
I will mention you took that, like, the helmet from the golem from the museum.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Like their head, which was like a stern but polite, like a gentle stern face carved
Mhm.
into it. Like you could throw that in
Yeah,
if you
that's
want. I
Oh,
don't think it has any
let's see
value.
what the.
I'm gonna check my inventory just to see if there's anything else. That...
Yeah, you have your costume, your like even bird, your bird costume, I believe. Also the red and blue stripy one, or was it the red and white stripy one? I don't remember.
I can't remember at this point.
I'm
I
pretty sure we didn't give you a giant Sonic.
Oh, I
suit,
know how
but-
to create an incredibly dangerous thing. The Scroll of Death Clutch.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God.
Oh, let's see what that would make.
I'm just trying to imagine. It comes out. It somehow. It has a haircut only so it can cover one eye, and it just goes. I have no heart, so I must take it from others. Death Clutch.
I suspect a spell like that would be a dangerous impression one. That's Tome. I mean, I was a dangerous impression. I was just a sad diary.
Wait, you were dangerous and they still made you?
They didn't know. They didn't have that check.
Oh, so it
So,
might not be
They,
so
they
bad.
made Sheer. They made me. They made Kill. Well, Kiln was the prototype, so they don't. They use a quite different mechanism. But yes,
Because Kiln seems very large compared to the rest of you.
Kiln is blessed with strength. A little bit less in the intelligence department, but that's okay. Sometimes we need that.
So,
Then
have you
or-
found that there's a direct link between value of item placed and
You've seen the things that
comes up?
Symphony can do, surely?
was that the Liar of Building?
That was their Liar of Building.
Oh.
And Jade is like, oh, fuck.
It's very efficient. That is way more efficient than a single Liar of Building.
hmm
Hey, do we have anything we want to put in there? With like
Well,
all
we do have a wand of. Okay. So we have. Oh shit. Okay, so guys,
Yeah.
meta vote.
Meta.
I have a book with about 10 explosive runes in it. I also have a wand of infernal healing and a wand of mage armor.
So,
So either
Amazing.
we
Are these all things
create-
Vomar made?
Yes.
Okay, I will mention one of the more important things is the mood and intention of the creation. Like, the Lyre of Building was something that was full of hope and anxiety. Like, because this was made to go here, to reclaim this land. It was a
Okay.
huge dream. And that is why you have a very, like, kind and fearful symphony.
can you shove gold or valuable things next to another object?
To improve the quality?
Yeah.
Probably.
Because
I mean, yes.
so for example, that I guess the mage armor wand would be something I'd be most interested in, and then we shove the 3,500 loot that we got out of the museum next to it.
Okay. The loot is more like random stuff that would be valued at that. It's not directly gold.
Right, but like,
So I don't know if this thing can. I think that I'm gonna allow it. I'm gonna say like Tome will pay you for that ship.
sure.
I don't know.
Okay.
Why not?
Because we're trying to push the limit of knowledge, you know.
Mhm.
We're trying to bullshit this bullshit device.
Okay. What do
We
you
can always
got?
buy another wand of mage armor, I guess.
Mhm.
It had 42 charges. Throw it in.
The wand of mage armor. Okay. What was? So this is something that you built when you were like this would be before session 1. This would be
Yes.
idiot savant.
This
Omar,
is
or-
idiot savant Vomar, who actually no, this is probably nearing. This is probably after I gained enough intelligence and awareness of what was happening. I built this to protect myself and Nari.
Okay. So this is something that you were you like afraid of bad things happening? If you hadn't made this, is this something that you just wanted to like keep something safe, or is this?
This was when to protect those with no armor.
Okay. So sort of a. All right. Is it made
Because
of wood,
also
or
I
is it
wanted
made
to
of-
repay my the person who helped me effectively become a being again,
Okay.
and so
This sounds like a very paladin-y person you're going to make.
it
this.
it probably is.
Okay. And then, is this made of stone or wood or?
It is made of metal because I don't believe that wood is a good material.
Okay. And also, I suppose, like you want things to outlive you, and your
Yeah, I want them
your
to be
lifespan is
actually.
pretty long.
Actually, it's probably stone because stone live. What is actually the material that would last the longest?
Last the longest? Probably some sort of like stainless steel.
Yeah, so it's probably some kind of stainless steel.
Okay. The wand goes in. Oh, it has a soul. No. I'm kidding.
Everybody has a soul.
Oh wait. Oh god, this would get really messed up with a there's a class that you can actually convince you believe everything has a spirit and you can convince diseases and curses to leave. Diplomacy check.
Okay. That's something.
Anyway,
So you put the so you want to put the gold and the wand in?
yeah.
Is that correct? All right. Tome returns the finger there, and you put these things into the right place.
Is to show our good intention, I wish to make a new member of your community.
That is a very good message to send. The like items are taken sort of gently by these robotic hands that sort of pull them towards the end of the room where that finger is. The fire of the finger sort of just arcs off of the end of it and into it, like into the item.
Mm-hmm.
The gold dissolves into the same fire, and the item begins to expand, and it sort of looks like Vomar for a moment, like that sort of shape, and then it returns to a slightly more like metallic and golem-y shape. And you are looking at what was the style? It's sort of like, is it all curves? Is it ergonomic? Is it? I mean, you
It's
can describe
it. You know, I made the wand to fit in my hand, so it probably has a few little, I guess I'll call it edges, so that where my lobster-esque claws could actually
Okay,
edges,
yeah, I
so
see.
that I could actually hold it very securely.
Okay, so it's very like, yeah, it's sort of ergonomic for a hand that doesn't exist. Like a kind of uncomfortable but smooth look to it in places. I think, I mean, it's up to you how this thing looks. Really, this comes out of your own mind. Uh, but it stands tall, it stands strong, and it's a metal person who just sort of looks around for a moment.
I greet it first in Yadathian and then in Dwarven.
Okay.
And I just say, welcome into the world. My name is Vomar.
You hear it sort of repeating those words for a moment, and then looking around at the walls, and there's a bit of back and forth between Tome and the new Soul Forged, and after a moment it responds to you in Dwarven. Doesn't have enough knowledge to do the whole like it can't respond in Yadath because it doesn't know any Yadath words except for what you just said. But it says like, "Thank you, hello, hi. How can I help you today?"
Well, you can help me by telling me what you can do. And, well, you being you. I did not create you for any purpose. I created you because I wanted you to exist.
Hey, do you have any other children, Vomar?
I do.
Okay, well now you got another one.
This will be just as durable as my other ones.
That's a weird way to describe your kids.
That's the weird values of the Yadath, I guess.
I wonder what my kids are doing.
My people live in harsh places.
Finally, a suitable person to date. I want to spend the rest of my... Look how durable they are. Wow. That's amazing.
It's one of the qualities that makes Yadathian sexy.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at that.
But
Just spent that whole time in the lava and did not a burn on. Wow.
Also, I guess you might be uncle to some of my offspring. My grandchildren.
Huh.
And you have some brothers and sisters who are like you, but not metal. They're immortal and don't need to breathe, so that's very much like you. They have carapace, which is not like you.
I would like to meet them someday.
Well, now that you exist, I can let them know you're here. Eventually. I will have to remember how to do so. AKA sending. The thing that would complete the underrated thing that would completely change a society. Being able to effectively send text messages.
Oh, I should mention, like, this is a fairly magical world, especially the monarchy. There are like payphone sendings that are like 5 gold, but not out here. You're quite far from normal civilization.
Also, in the RPG Discord chat, I've posted the animist who can, with diplomacy checks, get rid of negative conditions.
Like, hey there, Cancer, go away.
Yeah, literally, you can be like, "Oh, you're feeling a bit tired. Let me talk to your tiredness."
Hey, can you put your bad mood on the phone? I want to get rid of it.
Yeah, you can, with a good enough diplomacy check, you can make someone not paralyzed anymore, or not blinded.
Hey, can you cast any spells?
I
almost just spit tea all over my keyboard. Thanks, guys.
Which comment was it?
The paralysis one.
Hey, stop! You don't need to be rigid anymore. We have. Please leave. Okay. Paralysis just leaves.
They sort of take a moment to try. Let's see, what's a good spell?
I mean, I'm hoping Mage
they-
Armor, personally.
That they're sort of trying to figure out their powers as they go. You recognize like a globe of invulnerability. It's like a 10-foot radius appears
Oh.
over them. You recognize like a shield, a resist energy. Like a mage armor eventually pops out. They're trying to figure it out. They're like,
Hey, that's
Tom
what
says,
I like.
I think
I
they
look
are.
at it and I am actually astounded. I put an item worth roughly 750 GP
Plus 3,500.
plus 3,500. It's casting minor globes of invulnerability.
Mhm.
This is an incredibly efficient artifact.
Yeah, right? This is one of those things. This is one of those.
This is one of those world-altering things.
You start to understand why Ixena the Collector went to such moral extremes to try and collect all the pieces of this. Because this is just the mind and soul. This is just one piece of the hand of
Alexandra, your mama's Thanos.
creation. I was waiting for someone to get it.
Oh,
I actually came up with that before I knew about Thanos. Thank you very much. It's been in the works for a long time. I'm basically just Stan Lee.
Yep.
Anywho, they go. Tom ushers them down.
I do ask Tome, what is your standard procedure? I do not want to
much like
disrupt it.
we ask them to stay within the confines of the palace or the what was this area called? Of the the Soulforge grounds. Not to enter the palace or outside, but there is much to see here, much to learn, much to read, to interact with one another. Unless we call a meeting there just to fraternize for now.
And if you come to me, actually, if you wait 15 minutes, I can show it memories of what its siblings are.
That is interesting.
Yes, I can even show you some memories.
Okay, I would like this. I would like that. I've seen very little of this world. I've read most of what I know.
Well,
I would
can
enjoy
show
that.
you. Effectively, Volmar can. Let's see, with share memories, can I actually share with like a group, or because I probably don't have the same share memory equipment that my people use.
How about this? You can teach the spell to them, probably. Like they have to go learn the spell, or spend the gold to learn the spell book. But
I can teach it to any medium, occultist, psychic, sorcerer, or witch.
okay,
So, effectively, it's an arcane spell. But that's okay. You Dath are wizards.
Mhm.
And magic is bullshit.
Damn right.
Still need that on a shirt.
So you are talking to Tome, who is a psychic. I'm not sure if
Okay.
they can learn, but they should be able to learn memory things, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Psychic is actually one of the people for share memory.
Share memory, perfect.
So,
They spend the gold to learn share memory from you and spend your 15 minutes and share your memory. I think during that 15 minutes you talk about future plans. This is to be a working alliance. Like there are
Do we want to?
adventurers coming.
Do we just want to have a team huddle just to?
yeah,
Like,
we're going to have a
clarify.
team huddle.
All right, actually, you have your team huddle. I'm gonna go. Should I go use the washroom or do I need to do your team huddle? I'm not sure.
You,
You use the washroom.
Yeah.
We'll-
All right.
We
Yeah,
can- we
this
can
could be
do
fine. I'll go check on the stream what happened last night. Don't say anything to me. Be right back.
So what at this point, what would we like to do with this society that we've encountered?
I want Alexander's opinion first.
Well, I mean, having access to the Soul Forge could be useful.
Especially because it's one part of, like, it's a major part of your history.
Yeah.
I wonder what happens to the Soul Forge if we put multiple fingers in.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't. That might not be a good idea.
Regardless, rather than me going like, hey, I want to see exactly exactly how I constrain Frosty's universe.
Yeah, plus we have limited cash. I don't regret giving up that money, but I really want more money.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
and especially since whenever we do that, it's neat. We don't actually benefit from it. Mm-hmm. Unless this becomes a world-building kingmaker thing where we invest the money into this society to improve it in some fashion.
Like, oh God, we just like find 40,000 GP magic items. Like, yeah, this orb of storms. Let's fucking do this. You create storms.
And then we get synergies between different Soul Forge to like have a multiplier effect.
Oh God, it's effectively somewhere in between like Final Fantasy Tactics and Pokemon.
Yeah, there you go. So
we found a cursed artifact. Let's throw it in the forge.
That's almost cruel, though.
So right now we have the options.
We get a butter knife, and we throw 10 GP on it, and create an automaton that passes butter.
Actually, one of the things I want to test before we go, I want to test just throwing a regular rock in there. Mm-hmm. Just like a rock. I want to know what happens. Maybe it'll create a basic golem. Or maybe it will create nothing. I don't know. But really, we have a few options. We can... this is the most unlikely option. We can just murder the people in front of us and take the thing and leave. That's always an option.
Just take the finger?
Just take the finger.
If you are looking to be as powerful as you can be in this world, as fast as you can be, that's probably the way to do it.
That's probably the way to do it. So that's one option. Second option, it's kind of like a split option. We ally ourselves with these people and either like become their liaison and work for them and our guild at the same time, kind of a joint venture kind of thing, and see where that goes. We can try to become the leaders of this country ourselves through force or diplomacy, and just be like, hey, we're gonna be the new, we know what's going on in the world, we have the expertise and ability, we would be better leaders for you people. We could also just fucking leave and say fuck it, I'm out. I don't want to deal with a country or creating sentient soul creatures out of objects. That's too much for me, man.
That's too much, man.
It's too much, man.
I'm currently leaning towards being liaisons because Summer's family was involved with the Hand of Creation. So my character's now, as much as I want to make sure that these groups of people have rights and whatnot, our destiny is, or I feel that our destiny is beyond just the city. And it might actually be piecing together Aneski's past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's best served if either we take the bit of creation, become liaisons, or just leave. Ruling the country will effectively, we become a bit like powerful NPCs.
Yeah.
It's a lot of responsibility.
And there's a lot of minutia that we might not care about. That Frosty could hand wave, but we'd have to care about
Like
things
your
like
characters still, even if I hand wave it, it's still something that your characters are facing, and that's
Right.
So currently, I think Zip would probably be okay with like becoming the official Adventurers Guild.
Pretty sure we'd get a bonus for that.
Yeah, of a new country, and or at least new powerful group of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we should try to get missions that let us explore the Hand of Creation business.
Do you have sending?
I do not.
Fuck.
Not yet.
Fuck. This would be a really good time for sending. Hey, Zip, we need you to vouch for us. Blah, blah, blah.
We could ask the Soulforged if
Oh, yeah.
they have a sending.
They might.
the psychic will probably have sending. There might also have like had a sending object that they threw in the forge at some point.
So yes,
They threw a lot of things in this forge already.
Because we would actually want our guild to quickly head off some people to stop them from just ransacking this place.
Yeah.
And in fact, if we get Zip on our side, we can probably help convince the monarchy not to just blow this place to Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
Because Zip could also, in retaliation, blow some of their places to Kingdom Come.
They don't want one of their best... Is the guild we joined one of the best guilds?
It has definitely it has the best guarantor, like probably the highest level NPC in the monarchy. It is not the best run guild, certainly.
Okay, well that's that's fair.
But we have a reputation for eccentricity and power.
That's a good reputation. That's fine.
Yeah. So like the monarchy knows they could win a war against this adventurers guild. They don't want to have to.
It's a hassle.
And it's just like any types of defenses. It's not to keep everyone out. It's to make it so much of a hassle that you don't have to do it. That's what firewalls are. Oh, it's a hassle to break through this system. I'll go after something that's easier. So
yeah, I'm down for that.
Let's get Zip's 25-word response, or maybe Zip will just bend space-time and come here. Be like, "Ooh, a forge," and throw themselves in and get made into an item. We're like, fuck. Oh, that hurts my head. Comes out as Robo-Zip.
That's how it works.
Now I shall live forever, but remember things. I am improved in every way. Exterminate! No! We made a Dalek.
Well, Neski didn't turn into a robot, so I don't think that's how it works. Sadly.
That is very true.
All right. So your plan
I'm
is...
gonna be right back. I need to feed the cat before she.
Go for it. So then the plan is sending to Zip to unite the guild. I'll remind you the Faithful Minds and Team Sweet Flips are also not too far from you. Like they came up north, just going to the two different cities, so they could respond rapidly and Zip can teleport.
We should probably get them here to shore up.
Because I think, regardless of what is in the other places, I think this is the big find.
Yeah.
Hey, you could make 1,000 gold over there, or you could come here and help us defend an entire society.
Yeah, we need to do like a street clean block by block. Like, are there any more aboleths just hanging out? I don't know. We should probably deal with that.
Knock, knock. It's aboleth time.
I don't know if I don't think we'll personally be doing that, but they should do a... They need to clear this place up.
If there's places with aboleths, that's bad news bears for a lot of people.
Less so for the Warforged, Soulforged themselves, but still bad news.
Are they immune to mind affecting?
They're not immune to mind affecting, but they're immune to the whole breathing thing. That the aboleths rely on to keep things.
Gotcha.
Because they use their mind magic to lure you down. into a place where you are relying on them to breathe.
But then they just walk out and be like, whatever.
Yeah, they just walk out, same as you'd have to.
Hey, ain't no one gonna break my stride. No one hold me down.
Also, if they're made of wood, they float quite well, so that's not going to be easy for the aboleth to deal with. Okay. So your plan then, immediate future, you want to do ascending, bring the guild over.
Yes.
I think the easiest way to do that is with share memory. You could share a memory of Zip so that they know who to send to,
Yeah. Perfect.
and then, yeah.
Well, it looks like I'm converting most of my level 2 spells into share memory. That's fine.
All right. And then there's also, yeah, okay. Yeah. What is your solution to the nearby aberrations?
I'm gonna find them and I'm gonna ask them to clear out before bad stuff happens.
I'm sure we can track them.
Okay. All right.
Just because I respect what they're doing, but running around with rust monsters is going to like, these golems aren't just like golems. They aren't like traps or obstacles. They're sentients that are very much like in their position. They
And
might
very
not see it
vulnerable.
that way, but I'm going to try to bring
Yeah,
them.
no, I think you can manage that. Yeah, all right. So, yeah, I think next scene is. I think Tome would agree to all of the ideas you have. They would probably be a bit nervous about you bringing in even more non-androids, but I think they are starting to trust.
Like, we gave up actually like more than a few.
Like you have added stakes here because you have just introduced life here, and you seem to be someone who doesn't take that lightly.
Oh, I'm glad that's our first impression, because we've definitely murdered wantonly before. I'm looking at you two, Mr. Straight!
It had it coming.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for Aneski to just see something with like a weird god hand thing. It's just like, nope, have to kill it.
Yeah, you're gonna find a snake with a god hand that's holding a pickaxe.
Oh man, that would be too much for all of us to handle.
To overcome my reaction to pickaxes by having a pickaxe.
Yes.
No
It's,
exposure therapy.
Yeah. Okay. And now we just need to get Nari a snake, and then we're good. Like have it wear it like a scarf, kind of. Be very fashionable. All right. So you are making the decision now to call in the guard.
Yeah.
You settled? All right. The sending goes through, and then they hear back, and Tome says, "Okay, I know, I talk way fast. Us Warforged talk faster than most mortals, but that's a real fast talking mortal."
There's reason why we call them Zip.
All right. And then you said you wanted to deal with some others in the city? You wanted to go find them, hunt them, etc.?
Yes,
Wanted
we have encountered some not so friendly aberrations, and we wish to find them and let them get out of the city. So, because the city is the shared inheritance of dwarves, both flesh and non-flesh.
Jade is like struggling to wrap her mind around that sort of thing going on.
Oh, that's okay. You're just along for the ride at this point.
Marvel, I'm I'm the inheritor of this place.
Not
After all-
anymore.
I hope I am not the first person to inform you that possession is 9/10 of the law.
I don't know what that means.
You see,
mean,
if you have something, it's most. Yeah, I won't. Explain.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I went to like university and stuff, but after seeing my family die, I'm a barbarian now, so my int skill just like tanked.
Yeah, that's a bit too real talk, Frosty.
Okay. Fair enough.
Hey, real talk. I changed my classes, so I don't know stuff good.
Jade is like, I need to. Okay, if we're gonna do this though, I want some of this treasury because I got to revive the family that these people that they cut down for no good reason.
Effectively, I talked with Tome about
Yeah, let's find out how much money they have to spare.
restitution.
Yeah.
Because
So-
Tome, now that Tome's taking more of a, we don't have to murder every outsider approach to things. We might be able to get Tome to be like, my bad, apologies.
I was not expecting this kind of. I was not expecting the progress the monarchists have made in terms of their morality. I was not expecting them to be quite so easily convinced that we deserve any respect. We might have to sell some of the what remains in the armory. A good portion of it is still closed off by a prismatic wall we're dealing with. But
Because
yeah.
the prismatic wall is at the prismatic box.
it is, yeah. Well, prismatic wall in front of a extra dimensional space. So,
Fair
basically,
enough.
we destroy the extra dimensional space. We send everything inside, just careening into either the astral plane or out through the prismatic wall, which neither of it helps us.
You are very correct.
So when we get through that, we'll have the funding available if we can trade with the monarchy to restore the lives that were lost.
So effectively, I say, it might be that we view this almost like a corporation, and we have kind of shares and interests in restoring city. Yes.
I suppose so. Yeah.
Think of this as a long-term investment.
Mm-hmm.
The city
I'm doing this because it's moral, not because I think it profits me in any way. I think this is going to be, if anything, a risk to my people, but that is, I will not be as bad as the ones that left us in this situation.
Oh,
All right.
okay. So effectively, I'm acting as this mediator between two sides that are like, we are morally righteous, and they've talked them down from positions of it's not sentient murder at all, and it breathes, so it's a thought.
Yeah, you've done
Down to
pretty
more
good.
moderated positions of we could try diplomacy, and I guess it thinks.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
you've done a pretty good job here. I think it's good because you're very much a third party to this. Like, if you were a dwarf trying this, it wouldn't go very well. But because you're a fucking...
You dash.
I'm a
Alien
weird
monster.
ass, yeah.
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 We're all kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's a bit easier.
We're
Also,
some of
one of
us,
you is
two of you are
literally-
literally outsiders.
Yeah.
And one of you is made by the same thing they're made by. So, like, it helps. All right. I'm going to say... So, last you saw that group of the intellect devourers. They were at
Yes.
the hospital, and then they went over to near the museum around Urish. Is that
We
where you
can't
want to
see.
start your... Oh, right. Wrong page. Take you off the unnecessary elevator map I made. So last you saw them, they were around here.
Okay. Did they say where they were going? They were going to the museum next, right?
They wanted to go to the museum, but you guys sort of called dibs and smashed it open. So
Oh.
they might be exploring there again, or they might be elsewhere in the city.
I guess we can check there first, see if we can find any tracks or something.
Mm-hmm.
I
Alright,
have
so
a
you
bad
leave
survival
this,
skill.
The Soul Forge, you go down the elevator. There's the testing ground. You hear the sounds of combat continuing, and like a whole lot of bright lights and the fires of kiln shooting into the sky occasionally, trying to get people to pipe down, I guess. Go back through the battleground, or through the palace to that battleground where Jade's basically whole family is laying still.
Okay, the very first thing we're going to have to do is proper burial for these folk.
Well, if we want to revive them, we want to keep some. We gotta
Just use
pick through and
prestidigitation and clean them up.
Oh,
figure out which pieces belong to which people, so we don't have 2 of one or 0 of another. Hey, funny thing, I don't see. There's fewer bodies here than there should be. It says Jade.
Are
there's
there,
more bodies?
Fewer bodies.
Fewer.
Are there any other creatures around here? Like scavengers?
No,
Could have dragged them
I
off.
don't think so. Unless your aberration things, your rust monsters were involved. I don't think there's anything else living in the city. Or those bugbears on the surface.
Oh yeah, those guys.
Well, regardless, when we come back, I will cast Gentle Repose on the bodies. But we should try to then move them into a place where scavengers cannot get them.
Yeah.
Do you want to stay here and do that, Jade?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
think
sounds
I
good.
do. If you find the rest of the bodies, you let me know.
Sure.
We will try our best.
No,
I
we
am
won't.
so sorry for you.
Thanks. We'll get them back. We'll get them.
I leave and
And by that I mean I don't mean. Sorry, that wasn't. That sounded like a revenge thing. I mean, we'll get the people who are gone back. I don't
Okay.
mean
that is okay as long as you remember you are trying to kill them probably won't be the result you want them to be.
Yeah, no kidding. That was a lot. That was a lot of dudes.
We also created the Paladin Soul Forge, so.
Yeah. Oh, what did you name it? Do you have a name? I've already taken maybe like Aegis.
My first response was Aegis, but I might, if he's created with the idea of repayment and protection, we could call him even something like bodyguard or I'm actually going to look because there is
Armoire.
a paladin archetype I think called Sacred Shield.
Armoire. That sounds.
You like that one?
I kind of like that one. I'm pretty sure that means like a big shelf thing, but yeah. I remember there was an old comic that had a plot point of the Armoire of Invincibility. Holy shit!
Actually,
that's a blast.
Oh, I think I'll call it Aegis of the Kolth because it is of my clan.
I like that. Aegis of the Cult. I gotta find a picture for that and add them to the social map.
Because I've now shared a memory with him of like what his siblings look like and what they're generally like. Oh, and when we return to this place, I will have to ask the sending one to send a message to my family. It's been 50 years, but 50 years is a blink of an eye.
All right. So where are you headed exactly to?
Museum first.
Well,
Museum first? Okay.
motherfuckers stole some more corpses. Just stop it. We're going to have to.
Hey, that's a
tell
decent
these-
tracking.
Hey,
Yeah.
that is decent tracking. Okay, I think... See, the rust monsters are probably not very subtle. Like, there is probably little bits of rust kind of...
Some sort of trail.
dripping off of it. Sort of like a trail, yeah. They're also quite big, so little footprints in the... I guess not the water, but... like dust, the debris. Places where they've had to push debris over to get them through, that sort of thing. I think you're able to track them. They seem to have gone through the night and ended up actually near the... did I say near the... Oh, you know what? I could read some map or something. They've actually gone quite a way. They're at the Church of Yarkris,
That's
which is also where Symphony was headed.
Well,
well, let's go say hi to Symphony again.
Okay. Let me...
we should. Symphony should really have a guard in this city if there's
Yeah.
rust monsters about.
I think the power to just make like stone crap and put it in the way, that's gonna keep them alive quite well. But yes, that's... I suppose you would come at it from the northish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so let's heal areas. Need to grab them from their old sheet. See, I had all these plans, and then at the end, I was like, "Do I make maps for these? Nah, fuck it. We'll improvise anyways." Oh, that's wrong.
That's
That's
okay.
alright.
Sometime, remember, I used to have character tokens as color dots.
Oh yeah.
The next the next game will actually have character tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I would hope so.
You,
so
you
actually-
guys need to find pictures online.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Just find a sloth
That's okay.
face.
Just do like the friendliest sloth face
Yeah.
you can find.
Okay.
And then make it really JPEG'd.
JPEG it at least 5 times.
Yep. Keep
before
save
you
it as a JPEG 5 times in a row.
needs more JPEG.
All right. So you can stumble upon the church pretty well. You actually find the group is sort of trying to deal with the front door of the place, which is just completely like sealed shut. You can also hear from within music. And you sort of have the drop on the whole group, which is quite a number of people. Now that you've rescued their fine friends.
Hey, everybody.
Howdy.
I gotta remember if I gave any voice to... Oh no, I remember. He was just a really, really, really bad liar. That was my whole angle for that encounter.
Yeah.
Okay. They recognize your voice. They don't even bother talking as, like, the Wade White or Wade Thickstone. They just go directly for the telekinetic, like,
Mm-hmm.
hello, greetings
yes.
again.
Greetings. I've come to inform you that it turns out the golem
You require
situation-
our help to defeat the golems. I know. We will aid you.
Change of plans. Change
Change of plans. The golems
Oh.
have souls.
That doesn't change the equation that
Oh.
much.
Ooh.
Yikes.
I understand. They are dangerous, though. In the wrong hands, they're... say what you were going to say.
They have actually decided to form their own little nation and probably fight the Dwegar when they inevitably come. So I do not believe destroying them right now is the right way.
That is good news on their part. I know. Like a symphony's on the roof. Don't worry about it.
But she's also here. That's the problem.
Oh,
That's why I was blinking both of them.
that's the symphony bobblehead.
Oh,
There
okay.
you go.
Life-size replica.
Yeah. Okay. Oh no. What are you? Oh no. They say that is good news, but if you're saying that they're going to go public with their existence, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's already happened, actually.
God
It's
damn it,
already
Ian.
happened.
Yeah, we already contacted a bunch of people. We have whole
Oh,
groups coming
jeez.
in. So this isn't
Oh,
really
jeez.
like a negotiation. This is kind of a, hey, you might want to get the fuck out of here.
What have
I
you done?
came here to tell you that it would be best for you to leave so you can leave peacefully.
This is a bad day for the Black Memento, then.
Well, I'm trying to make sure you keep existing. Is that so bad?
I mean, you're trying to keep us from dying to the thing that you caused, but yes. But
Oh,
good.
I didn't cause
it
shit.
was here already.
Yeah. Come on. Don't be like that.
If they stayed secret, then they could live and we could live, and it would be fine. But now Duergar are going to come for this technology, and they're going to win, and they're going to use it to strike us down.
You are very pessimistic.
Welcome to my life. I was murdered, and also all of my friends and family. My species is extinct.
Oh,
It's a
also,
pretty rough time. Remember?
can I just add this on? Like, just to get out of the way. Can we have those bodies back?
You want the
Because we want to
You want the
resurrect.
bodies?
Can we have some, like the heads, at least?
the heads are the least okay.
Like, we need to show the people that who they are, so they, so we can resurrect them.
Okay.
Meta-wise, we might have to. I don't think these guys are gonna
Okay. If we're
do
going to
this
be
non-violently.
No, I
if
don't
we're
think
going to
so.
be leaving the city anyways, we gotta. Oh, I actually hope you aren't, because this is a lot of intellective hours.
This is what?
Also, I love this. This could be a lot of intellective hours if you had to fight them.
Oh, I have no idea what the CR is on even one, so I don't know what that means.
It's a little bit higher than the big rust monster.
Well, they should be weak. We did shoot the fuck out of them.
The rust monsters, yes. Those inside, less so.
Yeah.
I think they're like Okay, you know what?
That is a big group.
We barely even need these bodies anymore. Actually, it seems like this town is picked clean, except for the now reinforced army of robots that we can't kill because they're sentient.
Oh, there's a new one now. We added one.
We added one. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
It's fun.
We
So-
subtracted one. Well, it subtracted itself from us on our rest monster.
That is accurate.
That is very accurate. I came here to talk to you
Oops.
because these robots are very much like us. They have the same desires for freedom. They have the same oppressive forces trying to destroy them. I thought you would have more sympathy towards them.
I am afraid of what it could mean. That is all.
Well, we live in the shadow of fear.
Guess we're gonna find out.
Okay, I think. Oh, it's just a disturbing image as the dwarves just. By the way, they've completely patched themselves up and they look fine. Like not any more rotten than last you saw them.
Oh, that's good.
Like they look completely passable. They just like open their mouths and like vomit out an intellect devour, again like a brain with legs, and it's just the body just slumps down on the ground, like with no reflex to catch itself, just like a sickening fall. And the the little goblin opens the bag, which spills out just a huge beam of light, and then like they go, "Okay, do you want Duergar today, or we gotta they like look in deeper? Oh, there's another drought. Okay, yeah, we just have the one drought right now. Okay, we got a goblin, we got a couple kobolds actually. You wanna, look good for when we talk to Iron Addict?
with the party, like meta wise, these are effectively mass murders.
Okay,
I don't know if we
listen.
can take him is the problem.
We totally can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is gonna have to be a come back to, like, make a mental note, come back to this, and be like, so what have you been doing? And they're like, we have been murdering orphanages full of children because we need the bodies. I'm like, what? There's why? And they're like, they're Dwagar, it's fine.
Okay, is any of that reaction like visible or?
Oh, for
Because
me, like this.
well, you've got.
I am perfectly fine with intellect devours existing. I'm just find it like
The number, is your reaction to the bodies immediately assuming, okay, they have killed these people? Because
I'm actually assuming they might have just scavenged them like they did with the dwarf bodies at the gate.
Okay, that's about the impression I was hoping you'd have. That it's completely possible that this is not an unethical thing, just a very creepy thing.
Yes.
Nari thinks they're fucking monsters. Just straight up monsters. Like, hey, that's a monster. Hey, where's the Adventure Guild? Better call somebody.
I put my hand on Nari's shoulder, and I go, these many intellect devourers cannot be killed by us at this point.
I know. It sucks.
Restrain your killing urges until we are strong.
The one that was in the body of Wade Thickstone is now in the body of a venerable old kobold lady, a kobold matching the scales, the metallic bronze scales of the little dragon or the little goblin's dragon costume. They're like, we're going to go see one of our patrons, regroup, and
Best
I really
of luck.
I really hope that my worst fears don't come to pass, and I really hope that you fight hard to make sure that doesn't happen.
Let us know if you need anything.
Here.
Will do.
I have found a way to occasionally do ascending. What is your name so that I might send you pertinent information?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I don't think they've introduced themselves, except as far as I've put their names.
Let
on
me
social
introduce myself, and it's that whole like, hi, my name's Satan.
maps. I am Turkar of the Black Memento. This is Umgak. They point to the biggest Rust Lord, and this is Cracklezap.
Frosty, you don't need to change the name, but meta-wise, Umgak is the Warhammer Fantasy word for non-dwarven built shit.
I was gonna say,
They're like, this bridge, Umgak. It's like human built. It's not to specification. It will fall down in like 10 years. Umgak.
in Vermintide, I'm pretty sure Barden says that a lot.
Barton says it a lot in Vermintide because he's like, this Umgak couldn't handle. And
You know what? It's now canon. That's how this person got the name. They were like, oh, this, like a Duergar got mad, like, oh, this fucking rust monster's Umgak. And then the Umgak devoured them. So yes, those are the three heads of the organization.
they know my name. I know theirs.
Good enough.
I give them a wave by, and I say, you should leave the city so that we avoid unnecessary conflict between sides that should be friends.
Agreed. Fair enough. Let's they do a little roundup and start marching on their way back.
I get the bodies.
Let's grab them bodies.
So the bodies look Do they actually look bloodied or anything, or are they
The bodies
have they been stitched up? Like, can
Like,
we
yeah,
present these bodies without someone getting really suspicious?
they've been stitched up and like put back together, so they are kind of suspicious in that way. Like the face is made up too, so you would probably want to wash that up so that it doesn't look like someone put makeup on them. Like they look like they have been through a not a coroner, a what's the person who makes them? Like, bodies like this?
Taxidermist?
Not quite. At a funeral, the person who got a taxidermist.
I think
I
the
was hoping you'd
coroner.
pick
I
up
think the
on
coroner
that.
does do that stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It would actually be the Undertaker.
Undertaker.
who does that.
Okay, yeah, they look like they have gone through that process.
And I'm pretty sure he's like 6 feet tall. The Undertaker.
Oh, the Undertaker.
Wrestling.
Yeah,
Ha, ha,
through
ha.
something Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a
Someone
cell.
at 6 feet.
By God,
Through
he
the
broke that
table.
man in half.
Yeah. And
Enthusiast.
so yeah, the body of Wade was cut in half and has been like stitched back together and made up.
We don't have
Yeah.
to explain this. We just have to deliver the bodies.
I just want to. We just need to have a cohesive story as to where we found the bodies.
It's still what? Sure. You know what? Whatever. I'm just not gonna say anything.
All right.
Thank you.
Rude.
You are not a good liar.
That's fair.
The doors open and Symphony is there. And they are relieved to see that the other dwarf.
I go up to Symphony and give Symphony like a reassuring pat on the shoulder, being like, "I am so glad that you did not end up in conflict with those. They seemed
Symphony seems kind of afraid of them, but at the same time,
You're right to be afraid. They have rust monsters.
at the same time, you figure Symphony's ability to just build wall, run away, is pretty fucking good.
Hmm.
It's also why they can't be easily captured. Like, if Sheer and Lens tried to forcibly move Symphony anywhere, like, they would just unmake the bindings on chains. They would unmake their jail cell. They would unmake anything. They're Symphony.
Yes. The only thing that could stop them? Silence.
Symphony begins to, shows you inside where they've been working for all of, I don't know, half an hour tops. The whole building has been fixed since last you saw it. There is writing all over where Symphony talks about the stories they've had and stuff like that. And then in the center where that, what was a rusted metal ball covered in ruins, sort of rolled off of where it's supposed to be. It is now restored. There's a glass roof between, almost a glass floor, and below it, this giant ball.
Damn.
And Symphony gestures to one of the stories on the wall. This explains, to build a better world, rather than a weapon of negative energy, they built a healing device. They made it channel positive energy, and they hand you, or they basically brought it back to what its original purpose was. That is a long-range way to distribute positive energy. And they hand you a lens. And if you, if you click that lens, it can just make this whole giant ball turn and target you wherever that lens might be, and just fire a pulse of positive energy at you. Just long-range healing of some extent.
Wow.
Okay.
How often can we use that?
That is a gift.
That is a gift, and that is there is a limit on daily uses,
Of course.
but it's basically like you have a cleric of your level in the party.
Damn. Can you?
Yep.
So whoever's
It is a
holding it,
standard action to
whoever's holding it, can they point it at someone else other than themselves?
It is a like a radius pulse.
Effectively, it's an AoE.
Okay.
It's setting an artillery bead on us
Huh.
for positive.
Do we know
energy.
how much it heals? Like either in-game or meta?
It would heal as much as as many uses and as much as a cleric of your level.
Okay.
Like for the channel energy.
I guess Vomar is now also a cleric.
Yeah, or whoever wants to hold it. This was something I actually was going to give you to some extent during the previous thing when you could see Bureaucrates the Third, in exchange for that curse of empathy, where it would just throw more flashbacks at you, to make you more likely to be peaceful. But you've been very peaceful anyways, and also, I mean, now you've got it.
Yeah. Nice. Special artifact to get.
Mm-hmm.
And then we throw it immediately into the Soul Forge.
Oh my god, actually, that would be amazing.
I mean, it's just the targeting thing.
Oh,
It is like
that's
a
fair.
way of sending a coordinate
But
to
what
this.
if we put the ball in there though?
I just want to be like, thanks, I love it. Shove into Forge.
Become human.
Every item you get goes in that forge. So 3d6.
I mean, if it wasn't a logistical nightmare to have a horde behind us, I would.
Hey, remember when you and I were worried that this might just be a 2-person game with Frosty? We were gonna do Master Summoner's Scald
Yeah, that's true.
and fuck shit up.
Okay. So
So
it is
that'd
a
be a weird one.
3d6 healing pulse in a 8 times a day if you want it.
Damn.
So that is a hell of a lot of healing, which should hopefully free up some of Vomar's thoughts. And
Actually, remember, I use a wand for the healing.
oh, that's true.
But the wand sucks.
The wand does suck a little bit.
It's good for Ineski. It's okay for anyone else.
And now I can throw even higher CR NPCs at you. Ha 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 ha.
What's the
Just throw
burst
some
on that?
30 feet, I think. 3d6
Yeah, it's a
damage?
30-foot radius. Also,
this is going to
does
change
it
when you level
harm
up, so-
undead?
This is just healing.
Okay. Just
Still, that's pretty solid. That makes up for the...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we still need another wand of mage armor, but...
rip mage armor wand.
The other information you get from this is that this is powered by the worship of the existing Soul Forge. So if this city should crumble, if this temple should be destroyed, or if the worship of Bureaucrates should stop here, then this device will probably stop working, or at least diminish.
You know what? Oh, we wanted to protect the city anyways.
Yeah, it works.
And then, I think Zip has got her message, and Zip has probably arrived above ground here. I think she's come down the main stairwell, and
I can't believe how many people were just like, yeah, I kill bugbears, and they're like, I end sentient lives, and we're like, we do too, but we don't want to be so thing about it. We come in peace. Let everyone be friends. Like, we've been walking around being hippies.
yeah,
Yeah.
It works.
you've been doing pretty good. I think Zip just sort of, like, you hear the pitter-patter of very fast footsteps running all around the city. You see a gigantic light spell sort of cast over an entire district looking for you.
I'm
I
going to start
send up
shooting.
Yeah.
I can shoot up in
Okay.
the air, since those are kind of noticeable.
And then Zip is just upon you. She's just like,
Zip. Before Zip gets here, I stuff the dwarf bodies into
Yeah, that's a good idea.
into a bag of holding.
yeah, the fewer questions, the better. Let me port over my Zip token. I don't think I'm going to need it. Why not? So, Zip is just sort of like, hi there, how's it going?
It's
I got
going
a- I got a
great.
weird sending from a weird little robot, and I don't know what that's all about, but hey.
You got it from a sentient robot, who's now our friend. Meet Symphony. Symphony is a wonder worker very nice person who can use the Lyre of Building infinitely.
Wow, the ghosts are enthusiastic about that. Zip seems thrilled by that. They are like running circles around Symphony. Symphony looks completely terrified. In like
Don't worry, Zip. You're scaring our dear friend.
Zip like plucks at some of the strings on Symphony, and then
please
Symphony,
don't do that.
and then it's like, okay, that's probably inappropriate. Sorry. Okay. You found sentient robots. Sentient robots. Okay.
No,
it's
in the Soul.
Soul Forge.
Robot.
Soul
Actually,
robots.
we can make more.
Oh.
We actually made one earlier.
Wow.
I actually have a new child.
Yeah.
Who's
Congratulations.
a robot.
And
Congratulations.
and so as we mentioned, we're going to be liaisons with them through our guild, and protect them as a
Interesting.
country. It seems like a pretty sweet gig.
That does seem like a pretty sweet gig.
Especially because they are. With Motherwise,
Especially-
does my character know enough about Zip that if I told Zip that one of the fingers of creation is here, that Zip wouldn't just like steal it?
Zip doesn't seem okay. Do you know that Zip had encountered the Fountain of Youth and decided to like bury it away? But you also know that that was a very long time ago, and Zip is a constantly changing person. Like, because like every 6 years, it's like a full light, or it's more like a spectrum, not like an individual thing.
It's a gradual
You
thing.
get the idea. It's a gradual thing, but her life right now is kind of more, much less serious, much less grave, and you expect her not to be very grave about that sort of thing either. It would be pretty reasonable to assume she wouldn't like freak out and go all, "I am the most important NPC in this world, and I am taking this thing. All fear me. It is for your own good." That doesn't seem like the person you're looking at.
Probably not. I'd say we want to introduce you to the new society of ensouled robots.
I want you to introduce me to the Society of Robots. What a coincidence.
Great.
I mean, I've only met like the one in my life, and that's pretty good.
Oh yes, it turns out that Summer might actually be partially involved in this too.
So I'll remind you, the person that you actually know is called Autumn. So,
Oh.
But you have immediately seen through that the thing I did, which is that when they reincarnated, they upped their name by one season.
I do believe that Autumn's family is involved in this. Sorry. Meta-wise, I will follow along with the chain of thoughts here.
Okay.
So I do
Yeah,
believe that the history of the guild is
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, I got I met Autumn, and Autumn had a cool robot, and I wanted to have a cool robot, so I was like, "Hey, Autumn, what's this cool robot all about?" And the robot was like, "Hey, I'm just not just a robot." And I was like, "Whoa, it's a robot that talks." And then I told the robot not to talk because the monarchy would probably take it apart. But yeah,
how long ago was that?
that was I don't know.
Fair
I
enough.
just
You're the
remember-
wrong person to ask. I apologize. We want to try to speak with the monarchy and try to make the monarchy not want to just destroy these people.
That seems like a pretty good idea. Yeah,
And I
that's-
feel that your voice is, while the monarch has seen us, your voice might lend a lot more credence. So let's. We're talking as we're moving back towards the
Yes. Yes. You might actually want to like cast haste on yourself to keep up with her ridiculous. Actually, how many rounds does haste last?
Not that
It's a
long.
round, basically, right?
Not long enough to traverse the city.
Okay. Yeah, so-
We can be hasted 30 seconds at a time.
So she's like walking past you, waiting, and then like walking past you again.
Yeah.
She's an impatient creature at heart.
Could Symphony do a fuck? move the
Fail
ground
roll?
under her to make her Zip slow down. Like a
Oh, that's
fuck,
great. Like
I
a
can't think of the-
treadmill.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
treadmill, exactly.
Or like a move, like one of the moving walkways, quote unquote, like
The
you have
airport.
at airports.
Yeah.
Going the
Except
wrong way.
going the opposite way.
That's okay. I like that image. I like that image quite a bit. So you get a little bit of song as you're going. You see the ground. I want to make clear when the Lyra building goes, it's not like just magic stuff moving. It is like you are seeing the tools doing the stuff.
Oh, okay.
You're seeing like bricks move underneath her, and like as a walkway, and bricks being picked up and put in front again and moving back again, and like it's an odd thing to observe, but it looks more like possessed bricks and like tools that are invisible than pure magic. But yes, you are able to. Symphony slows her down, and you can all walk at your preferred pace.
At this point, I summon a horse so that I can actually be quick, and I'm not.
Oh, that's a
really
much
slowing
easier
things
solution.
down.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh.
Oh yeah. Who's calling so late at night? Oh, my dad. We're good.
Okay, you're good. Let's see. Okay, so you return to the palace gates. Jade is there, like. So, oh, hi. Nice to meet you. I'm
Hello. We found your. We found the other bodies.
Oh, that's good. For
Or
a
at least-
second, I thought like they had survived.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
My
That's-
condolences. I say we currently have them in the bag of holding. Tell me where you would like them to be placed.
Okay, she like points to. She has them all laid out, sort of. It's like,
Okay.
you recognize like the ones that are cut in half are probably Shear's work. Are glad you didn't have to fight them because they are like cut in half, and Jade has been taking the time to like lay them out in the rough shape of a person again.
Oof.
Like it's a brutal scene, but Jade knows that they're not gone for good, and she's coping well. You lay out the bodies of those ones. Did you do anything to,
We
Like-
cleaned them up, I would think.
or the opposite kind of?
We probably.
Oh,
did we undo the stitching?
I guess
Yeah, that's
we didn't think to.
We didn't think to.
all
We
right.
didn't really have time when Zip arrived.
Mhm. Okay, so they have their stitching still done, but probably the makeup off at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I go, we do not know exactly what happened. I'm gonna have to roll to lie on that.
Yeah.
Because that is definitely big Zo lie right there.
I can try to help.
Fine.
Please try to help.
This is a straight D20.
And Alexander, your bluff should be at least
Oh
positive
yeah.
charisma.
It's
Oh, yeah.
out of 4. Okay, here we go.
So yeah, roll to assist.
That's what I wanted was a bad
Four.
roll.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
I'm so good at this, guys.
Oh well,
Oh,
with your plus
Well,
2.
37 then is plenty. I guess Homer's good at lying because he's impossible to read.
Yes, I think the whole thing is that they can't really see my face and my body language is just entirely alien.
Mhm.
And maybe I've just grown really good at lying to people who aren't of the Yadath peoples.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, she is pretty convinced by that. It's like, oh well, maybe we'll find him eventually. Figure out what that's about. I don't know why they stitched them up. That's the craziest thing.
Mm-hmm.
She like looks out over the city, all like, that's spooky.
I wonder. Mysteries.
History. Okay. You bring back Zip, and you bring Zip into the main area.
Yeah, I do warn Tom that Zip speaks very quickly, and I'm sure if you actually just spoke telepathically you could speak far too quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the two actually have a bit in common in that they're both psychics, though obviously Zip's a much higher level one. Yeah, I think that kind of wraps up the arc.
Okay.
Unless I want to just talk to myself in my
Yeah. So you can do a bit of a like epilogue of
Little hand wave.
epilogue time. Okay. So I think the next most important scene in terms of like your characters is after Team Sweetflips arrives a bit sooner to help secure the city. The next person to arrive is Autumn and Bulwark.
Mm-hmm.
And Autumn is looking at you like, so we got called over to this city. I don't.
Yes. I do believe
right.
that your family is involved in all of this.
My family, geez, you. Apparently, this city survived a lot better than I thought, because I thought all records of that would have been. Whoosh.
Well, it turns out that we had a 300-year-old witness.
Holy shit, you found them.
The Soul
Yes, we
Warforged with the Soul Forge.
Are they?
They're alive.
We made a new one today.
I am a father.
That's just Nari's favorite part about this is just like, we created life today, suddenly.
Today. This is... Hey, girl. We created life.
I think Bulwark and Autumn both look completely nervous. Like, absolutely ridiculously nervous. They're like waiting outside the palace gates, unable to enter.
You're part of a
Crisp
new
is-
country.
Crisp is just like, I don't know anything about these. I joined the team because I'm the only one who can keep a secret good. I don't really.
That is fine. It turns out all of us are keeping tiny little secrets.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Just like we discovered that there is something that puts souls into inanimate objects.
Cool.
Like, I turned a wand of mage armor and an unfortunately large sum of money into what appears to be some kind of paladin construct.
Cool. I don't know what to make of that exactly.
I didn't either, but I'm currently learning being a father is not a new experience, and this child is just as durable as my other ones.
That's
I do not understand why you look at me so strangely. Do you not value durability in children?
I feel like that would be the episode title.
yeah.
Durability in children?
Now, I also want to paint an image for you. They have apparently had a bit better luck than the other cities, actually. Like getting loot. You don't know if it's super valuable or not, but to compensate for the weight of the new gear they are holding, Crisp is the very small one, by the way.
Mhm.
When
Yep,
it's a
yep.
reduced gnome who mage hands themselves around. They have new equipment that is a bit heavier, and so they are holding onto a little helium balloon so that they can be just light enough to. Okay, I wanted to get that part through.
The important stuff.
It is.
That's the main takeaway here. Aneski is a soul forged, and Crisp needs a balloon to stay afloat.
Both equally important.
Equally, yes.
So I do
Nothing
make
like
sure
learning
that
about your past.
All right. I think this is basically going to be the this is actually no. There's those other adventures to take care of. You outnumber them quite a bit. I'll ask in the next episode, like, how do you manage that? But
Well,
it's going
we
to
have
be
their contract holder and other soul
Oh, yeah.
forged and bunch of our own team.
We probably have their contract holder just meet them at the surface and go,
Hey, fuck off.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Yep.
I don't need you. I was spooked and sent a message. Doesn't mean I actually need you here. Get out. Get out.
well, it's more like the city has been looted fully. There's nothing
Oh,
left.
yeah. She could be like, hey, job done already. Get here
Yeah.
faster next time, losers.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, because they'll probably be suspicious as if you just said, I didn't need you, but less suspicious of it's already been looted.
Learn to teleport, nerds. God.
Learn to steal contracts from afar, nerds. Yeah,
Is
so
this
next
the
episode
feeling
is going
you
to
guys
be...
had when you had the city as an ally and the Word of Darkness came? You're like, shit, we need something done really quickly. Quick, flash some cash in front of a homeless person.
Okay. So anyways, next time, we're going to... You all level up to level 8. And you are...
8?
Oh, level 8?
We're 5.
Level 8. You're 5, you're gaining 3 levels. That's
Fucking
right.
wow.
So this took more sessions than I thought.
Okay.
Okay, so effectively we're undergoing a training montage.
I guess so.
You got...
Maybe we're training with the Warforge.
I believe it, yeah.
I could, yeah,
They
that
have
sounds,
a lot to learn.
that sounds awesome.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to work with them. You're also going to get a bunch of gold. I'll send you the...
Yeah, give us
exact
those
number.
details later.
Yeah.
Once you figure that out.
But all that... Like, I'll send that all to you online, and we can be ready for the next session, which is going to be a, like, choose the next arc thing.
Okay.
Woo.
Or actually, I'll probably ask for what you want the next arc to be on Facebook in
Sure.
the week to come. Anyways.
So I'm not around next weekend.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, that gives me
Yeah.
more time to plan. Thank
No
you.
problem.
You've done me a favor.
Sweet.
If you give us 3 options between 2 serious options and a weird one, just pick the weird one.
Okay, gotcha. I'll make sure they're all equally weird then.
Oh boy. All right.
We
All
are
right.
good.
Bye.
Thank you,
stream.
Frosty.
Hey, you're welcome.
Bye.
That was fun. That was
We
fun.
avoided your raid boss.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.